Hello YouTube. Hope everyone's doing absolutely marvelously well today. As you've probably seen by the little title card, today we're going to be running some breaches. Ailith gave us a quest and she wants us to do the Hive Colony. Unfortunately, that's a tier 14 job, and we're not quite up at tier 14 just yet. I've only just done my first T12. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do part of the quest. We're going to do 4 or 5 breach nodes. We're going to run some breaches. We're going to do the rest of the fortresses. And we're going to do pretty much all the breach content up to the Hive Colony, the big boy. And in the meantime, what we're going to do is we're going to discuss, like we did with Deliriums, we're going to discuss how the breaches, the notes that were released actually translate to gameplay. So how the notes, the patch notes, and the release notes for 0.5 put it is as follows. New breach storyline. Travel to the monastery of the keepers, the hallowed halls of the keepers of the flame, and discover the Genesis tree stolen from the enemy and gifted to the keepers by the dreamer himself. Well, we've been there, we've seen that, and we've freaked out our poor Druid, who will be forever tormented by what he saw.
I'm full up.
On that day, the poor boy. They go on and say there's a new hub area, the Monastery of the Keepers, to the south of your starting location on the Atlas. The maps around this location all contain breach encounters. Completing these maps gives you points for the Breach Atlas tree. The Breach Atlas passive tree has been completely revamped with many new nodes, and existing nodes have been changed. They've increased the number of maps that spawn in breach strongholds. The size of the stronghold in the Infinite Atlas should now be approximately the same size as the one encountered near the ziggurat. And they've adjusted the modifiers that are applied to maps in a breach stronghold when using an additional breach stone with the tear open the rift breach Atlas passive skill. The modifier to Ailith skill damage can no longer roll, and modifiers to the chance to find specific womb gift types can no longer roll. Starting a breach now shows a progress bar that indicates how long you have until the breach will close, as well as how much time killing monsters is extending the life of the breach. And we'll see that in a second when I pop this breach open. Reaching 100% on this bar will begin a new mechanic, a stabilized breach. A stabilized breach will spawn new challenges at its starting point, and to which they've added a new boss, Varun, the Marshal of Zesht. So we'll just run this breach now. Oh, we'll do these first. Clear the area, make sure we don't get too many ads. Let's pop this like a zit, shall we? Right, see that bar across the bottom? There's two bars, there's a purple bar and a blue bar. The blue bar, I think, is the progress that you're making, and the purple bar is instability. And if the instability overtakes the progress, then you're screwed, and it'll collapse. Look! Oh no! 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 Oh! 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 Stabilize. Okay. So now. Heal. It will heal.
Nature takes what's old. Wild, take hold.
I'm trying very hard to get better at doing these breaches because I like doing them. I like them. But it means running around and spamming and spamming and spamming, and you don't know necessarily what direction you have to go in. So, and I'm not exactly the quickest casting. It takes about a second for me to cast my storm, which provides the water for my plants, and it takes about a second to cast that up, and then it takes another second or so for my plants to actually bloom and start doing damage. So it's not exactly an instant kind of it's not an instant effect. Although I guess I could run around and nuke them with my lightning nuke. It's not exactly mana efficient. But I'm beginning to like breaches quite a lot, actually. I've run a couple off camera, and I do like them.
Can't carry anymore.
And talking of being off camera, not that being off camera's got anything to do with anything I'm about to say. If you would be so kind as to give me a like and a comment and all that good business stuff, that would be fantastic. Thank you ever so much. So as far as content for this week is concerned, next week is concerned, I've got a Jado Spycraft going up, which is going to be the full quest instances for Jado Spycraft. That's 3, and then this one, and then there's a Grand Mirror going up, and then there's going to be a couple for Doriani, which is going to be the corruption stuff, and what else? And then there's going to be some stuff done in the islands, So it's going to be a busy week next week as well. But they're all going to be compilations. Each video going up next week is going to have quite a lot of content in it. So like, you know, compilation of 4 or 5 instas completing a quest, and then going and grabbing the next, you know, the next part of it. So sort of like I did with Delirium. This is how we do a Delirium, and this isn't how we do a Delirium. This is how we make progress and stuff, and that's how we're doing this as well with the breaches. And I'll be putting it in context with the notes that were released at the beginning. So once we've completed this one, and we can start putting points in our little breach map. Then we'll go grab Ailith. I like these excavations. They cough up a lot of gear in them, especially if you do them at the right level with the right amount of juice. It's like screen-wide pinata. Yeah, get back in your hole. Just make sure we finish this off. I know I can get a little bit anal about these things.
Restless dead. Nature takes what's old.
But if I leave something uncompleted, it feels a little bit like needles in my skin.
take it.
And by happy coincidence, we've got a nice little abyss going on here.
Fortune favors me.
Well, by the way, I added something to my thrashing vines. I added Zarok's refrain support gem for my thrashing vine. It supports cascadable spells you cast yourself. Supported spells echo 3 times, but are given a cooldown. Cannot support skills which already have a cooldown. So it was instant. It's now got a cooldown, and it's a second and a half cooldown, I think. And the supported skills echo 3 times, and echoes from supported skills have 40% increased area of effect. So my big thrashing vines now is, I wouldn't say doing more damage, it's doing the same amount of damage but over a much wider area, and it now has a cooldown. Going from being able to spam something that is just like, you know, a no shit button, to having to wait for it. Is a little bit strange at the beginning.
I'm full up.
Got a happy little coincidence with breaches and abysses in the same zone. I like that combination. Justin, come on, you can do it. Come on. Yes. It's like Christmas. Happy Breachmas.
I'm full up. Can I care who you worship? I'll take it. Roots and snare
So we'll work our way to the zone boss now. And we'll go to our first hive proper. I think the first one we do is a hive stronghold, and then there's a hive fortress, and then the last one is the hive colony, which of course, as I said, we're not doing that today because it's 2:15. So. And they'll just point and laugh at me. And then I'll get all embarrassed. So this is all just water and flowers.
Nature takes what's old.
I wouldn't use the big one on this. So it's entangle, sigil of power, entangle, and thunderstorm. And as Raxx says, do not spam thrashing vines. It's way less DPS and drains your mana. And if you do this, I will call the police. And so the last thing I want is Raxx calling the police on me for overusing thrashing vines. So
Can I carry anymore? Wild take hold! Wild take it!
Right. Oh look, it's the same one.
Wild take hold!
Bye bye, Boney. You forgot a tibia.
Yes.
Now we're moving in a little bit closer now.
You made it. Good.
Cheers.
Let's deal with the hive.
Aye, lass. As you wish. Twilight, quick!
So going back to the patch notes, it says about Ailith. Ailith can create Dreamer's Sight, a new skill which creates a zone that upgrades the rarity of monsters that enter it. Ailith can create Otherworldly Nemesis, a new skill which adds an additional pack with a rare monster to the start of each wave. Ailith can create Zesh's Fervor, a new skill which increases the effectiveness of all monsters spawned in the Breach Hive. Additionally, the Ailith skill, which previously spawned a small amount of magic monsters, now adds 2 packs of magic monsters to the start of each wave. And killing monsters in a breach now drops Hive Blood and Womb Gifts and Breachstone Splinters. Breachstone Splinters turn into a special Womb Gift when fully stacked that can be turned in at the Genesis tree to create a Breachstone. We'll talk about Breach. I haven't got any of them yet.
Now, you must embrace our ways. To deal with the fortifications of the enemy's realm, you must wield the flame. Do you accept this gift?
Yes.
Well, we've come this far, haven't we?
Burn it down. There we go. fun. You've got to click on these little button things. They give you abilities, or they give Ailith a bit of a defense, or they heal her, or they give her like a bubble, or they call down like a strike on the mobs. Unleash destruction. That's what we like to hear. Those are the words we like to hear. Unleash destruction.
What happened to Ailith?
Don't worry, Scottish Druid. She'll be around. There you go, that was a little one. So we'll just clean the rest of this nonsense up, and then we'll run something a little bit bigger. I'm just checking to see if there was any messages from Ailith before she poofed into the ether.
Go on.
You know,
Quickly.
like, I'm going back to the monastery. Would you like
As
a
expected.
sandwich?
Time is of the essence.
Hello, little Asmeri spirit.
Yes, to the order! Nature's grasp! Dig on, foul creature!
I'm finding a lot of these remnants now that just have nothing of any use or interest to me whatsoever, so I'm not doing them. I'm just not bothering with them.
spawn. Away, take hold!
Pick that up a little bit. Yeah, I like this one. That's not too bad to have, though. Chaos swords. I've noticed on the on the marketplace there's a few things that sell for chaos swords. There's a couple of things to finish off,
I like sweat.
and then we'll be off.
Balance restored. I'm full up.
I watched a guide to this game once that basically said the best strategy until you get up to like T4, T14, T15, the best strategy is to do these maps and then rush to the boss, kill the boss, and then move on, so you can do like 20, 25 maps in a day or whatever. I couldn't think of any more soulless, awful way of doing. I mean, if that's what you want to do, then that's great. It's your game, you do what you like. But for me, that's not, I would not get on very well with that strategy. Alright, here we go. Hive Fortress. So there's no Ailith in this one, but we've still got the flame, so we can burn them out. That can be a bit tricky because you don't know how many of them there are behind the walls, so you could be burning a couple of walls down and then be swamped.
I'll turn you to scrap!
So let's, while we're doing this, let's have a look at the rest of the patch notes then. Where do we get to? Ailith stuff. Right, they've added a new crafting system, the Genesis tree, which we've already had a look at, and it freaked our little Druid out. Bless his cotton socks. And the Genesis tree allows consuming of womb gifts and hive blood to create rings, amulets, belts, and currency. The wonderful people over at GGG have improved the user experience when consuming breached fruits in large quantities. You can now control-click the button that normally births a womb gift to activate the cursor into a mode where you can rapidly click all the womb gifts in your inventory and drop the items. Nodes on the Genesis tree can be allocated to affect what items will be crafted. New nodes are unlocked by using womb gifts, and they've added 6 new ring base types that can be exclusively crafted from the Genesis tree, and added 4 new amulet base types that can be exclusively crafted from the Genesis tree. They've added 4 new belt types that can be exclusively crafted from the Genesis tree, and they've added a new set of caster and minion mods that can be crafted onto rings and belts using the Genesis tree. Catalysts can no longer drop from monsters. These are now solely obtained from the Genesis tree. They've added a new set of 12 catalysts that can add new quality modifiers to duels. Killing monsters in a breach now drops Hive blood and womb gifts and breachstone splinters. We already had a look at that. Breachstone splinters turn into a special womb gift. Now new breach domains now spawn on the Atlas. Using a breachstone will reveal the maps inside the domain, allowing you to enter them. The maps inside the breach domain contain a new encounter: breach hives, sky hives, and sky fortresses. Breach hives have a series of walls that can be burned by walking through them, which is what we're doing now. Each wall destroyed will increase the number of monsters in the encounter, which can be started in the center. Sky hives are a new area in which the breach lords have constructed fortresses that you will need to assail. Sky hives contain a challenging multi-wave encounter in which you will need to defend Ailith while she closes the domain. Ailith will gain a series of abilities that can be triggered during the encounter with various effects. Fortresses are a new area with a new pair of bosses, Tul and Esh. Defeating Tul and Esh will give you a key to access the existing breach pinnacle boss. So there you go. So that's the notes. And when we go back over to the monastery, we'll have a look at what they said here about womb gifts and hive blood and all that kind of thing, and we'll have a look, see how it looks in practice, and so we can make it a little bit clearer. Die, thank you.
Druid knows to travel light.
There she is. There's our girl. Go on. Close it down, Ailith. We'll defend you.
Grima, protect me!
It's a trap. You worked that out by yourself, did you, Scottish Druid? That's marvellous. Well done. And no, I wasn't using Ailith as a human shield. Honest. Right, let's run around for a little bit, see if there's anything else to burn.
cannot carry anymore.
Oh, this is one of those proximity mobs, isn't it? Yeah.
I'm full up.
I love those little mobs. They come running at you with little bits of twig and stuff. Armed with a sharp twig. Yeah, well done.
I'm full up.
Right, let's go and find the boss and get out of this creepy old place. It's this bloke, Pinhead. there's not much left in this place now. Finish this off and then do the main event.
Can't carry anymore.
We grow ever closer to bringing down the enemy.
Good. These breaches are nothing but a damned nuisance. Nature's wrath!
There's the entrance.
There it is.
We must reach the center.
Yeah, we must reach the center, but there's no need to rush. Right. There's a lot of these mini-bosses around. And not all of them drop things. Although I guess all of them drop XP. But yeah, I found killing a bunch of these. Not all of these yellow dudes actually drop much. And portals are disabled in this area, so don't think you're going to port out and drop your gear off at Doriani and come back again. that's the bit that you've got to get to. And then I think she'll try and close it down, and then you get lots and lots and lots and lots of waves of nasties coming to stop you. And then you've got to kill them.
Druid knows to travel light.
And then you've got to escape. There we go. 20 cycles of psychopaths. A bit premature then on Ailith's shield. I should have waited a little bit until she was under attack.
Regenerating.
Again, a little bit premature with that shield for Ailith. There's a learning process. We'll do it better next time. I've got to get out now, which is easier said than done. But it's a bit of a maze, this place, and they shut it off. They put these little barriers in the way of everything. Like here, you can't get through. So you've got to find your way through somehow. And there are ways. Or there's one way. All these bloody barriers everywhere. And you can't damage them and the flame doesn't work. So I just wish someone had put a little bits of cheese down, you know, so you can follow the path out. But eventually, with a little bit of persistence, we managed to find a hole and scurry through, using the rat analogy. And it can be a bit heavy on the old mobbage on the way out. Because funnily enough, they don't like what you've been up to in their breach fortress. They are, to use a technical term, a little bit pissy.
I'm not really.
And there we go, we're out. And look, it is a cornucopia of goodies. Next time we go over to the what is it, the temple, is it? The monastery? Yeah, next time we go over to the monastery and we pay a visit to that absolutely gorgeous, beautiful
Can I
tree
carry any more?
that doesn't look at all like somebody grasping a pair of testicles. We'll have a look what we can do with our womb gifts and our breach thingamybobs. And that's a technical term. Breach thingamybobs is actually a technical term. Right, talking of technical terms, this is where we're going to leave it. It's been, I've had fun, and so next time we'll have a bit more fun. So I will see you in a day or so. Take care, everybody.
Speak. These are our supplies. Gold is useless to me. Take it. Go.